Have you ever promised yourself, tomorrow will be different? You set your alarm for 5 a.m. You imagine yourself waking up before everyone else, working on your dreams, changing your life. But when the alarm finally rings, you hit snooze. 5 minutes become 30. 30 becomes an hour. And before you know it, you're rushing through another day, living the same life you promised yourself you would escape. Maybe you've told yourself, I'm just not a morning person. I'll start next Monday. I'll wake up early when life gets easier. But what if I told you? The biggest difference between the life you have today and the life you've been dreaming about is hidden inside one quiet hour before the rest of the world wakes up. Because this isn't a story about waking up early. It's a story about becoming someone your future self would thank you for. This is the story of Adam, a man who believed he was working hard until he realized he was working hard for someone else's dream. Stay until the end, because Adam's decision at 5 a.m. might become yours tomorrow morning. Adam was 28 years old. Every morning his back hurt before his feet even touched the floor, not because he was old, but because life had already become heavier than he expected. He worked in a warehouse on the edge of the city, 10 hours a day, lifting boxes, loading trucks, following orders. Every shift looked exactly like the one before. The warehouse was always loud. Forklifts, machines, managers shouting, boxes hitting the floor. There were no windows near Adam's station. Sometimes he would work an entire day without seeing the sun. Every Friday his paycheck arrived. Every Monday most of it was already gone. Rent, bills, food, gas. The same cycle. Again and again and again. The worst part wasn't the money. It was knowing nothing was changing. Every lunch break, his coworkers complained. The economy, the government, our boss. Adam joined the conversations, but deep inside, he knew the truth. Complaining never changed anyone's life. Still, he didn't know what would. Every evening after work, Adam went home exhausted. He threw his keys onto the table, collapsed onto the couch, opened YouTube, and watched videos about successful entrepreneurs, young people building businesses from laptops, traveling the world, working from coffee shops, making more money in 1 month than Adam made in a year. He watched for hours. He imagined his future. Then, he closed the app, went to bed, and repeated the same life tomorrow. Dreaming had become easier than doing. One afternoon, while loading another truck, his manager yelled across the warehouse, "Adam!" He looked up. "Move faster. The delivery leaves in 10 minutes. Adam apologized, picked up another heavy box. As he carried it, he looked at his manager. For years, Adam blamed him for everything. But this time, something felt different. His manager wasn't rich. He wasn't happy. His shoulders were bent. His face looked permanently tired. His boots were worn out. Suddenly, Adam imagined himself, 20 years older, standing in the exact same place, shouting at younger workers, waiting for Friday, living for weekends, growing older, without ever building anything that truly belonged to him. A chill ran through his body. For the first time, he wasn't afraid of failure. He was afraid of never changing. That night, he couldn't sleep. One question echoed inside his mind. If I don't change today, where will I be 5 years from now? The answer terrified him. Exactly where he already was. A few days later, Adam received a message from his younger sister. "Are you still coming tonight?" His heart dropped. Her graduation dinner. He had forgotten. Again, he rushed home, changed clothes, called a taxi. Traffic was terrible. By the time he arrived, the restaurant was almost empty. His parents were leaving. His sister smiled, but it wasn't the same smile. She hugged him anyway. I knew work was important. Adam couldn't even look at her. Before leaving, she handed him a folded piece of paper. "I made this." Later that night, he opened it. It was a drawing she had made when she was younger. Stick figures, a little house, their family. At the top, she had written, "My brother is my hero because he works so hard." Adam stared at the paper, his eyes filled with tears. She thought hard work was enough. She didn't know. He wasn't building a future. He was only surviving the present. He folded the paper carefully, placed it inside his wallet, and whispered, "I can't let this become the life she believes I deserve." That was the night everything changed. The next morning, Adam couldn't sleep. Instead of going home, he walked into a small coffee shop. It was 5:15 a.m. The city was silent. Only a few lights were on. Inside the cafe sat an older man, gray hair, simple clothes, no expensive watch, no luxury car outside, just a notebook, a book, and a cup of black coffee. Every page he read, he underlined. Every few minutes, he wrote something. The following morning, he was there again. And the morning after that, for 2 weeks, Adam saw the same man, same table, same coffee, same notebook, same peaceful expression. Finally, curiosity defeated fear. Adam walked over. "Excuse me." The old man smiled. "Sit." Adam hesitated. "You don't even know what I'm going to ask." The man laughed. "I already know." "You do? You want to know why I'm awake before sunrise?" Adam smiled. "Exactly." The old man closed his notebook, then asked a question Adam would never forget. "Tell me, who owns your day?" Adam frowned. "I do." The man shook his head. "No, your boss owns it. Your phone owns it. Your bills own it. Everyone owns your day, except you." He pointed toward the empty street outside. "But between 5 and 7 in the morning, the world hasn't started asking anything from you yet." He leaned forward. "And that's when you finally get to ask something from yourself." Adam sat in silence. The old man continued. "My name is Victor. I've built 3 businesses. I've met millionaires, athletes, writers, and entrepreneurs. They all had one thing in common. They protected the first hours of their day like their life depended on it. Because eventually, it did." Victor looked Adam straight in the eyes. "So tell me, what dream have you been postponing?" Adam looked down. "I want to become a freelancer. I want to build my own business. I never have time." Victor smiled. "No, you never make time." Then he pulled a blank card from his pocket, wrote one sentence, and slid it across the table. It read, 90 days, 5 a.m. No excuses. Victor said quietly, "If you follow this, your life won't change in 90 days." Adam looked confused. Victor smiled. Asterisk, "You'll change. And that's what changes your life." Asterisk. Adam stared at the card for a long moment. 90 days. 5 a.m. No excuses. It looked so simple. 3 short lines. But somehow, they felt heavier than every box he'd lifted inside that warehouse. He looked at Victor. "What if I fail?" Victor smiled. "No." Adam frowned. "No, you won't fail. You'll quit. They're not the same thing." Adam stayed silent. Victor continued. "Failure happens when you try. Quitting happens when you stop trying. Most people don't fail. They simply leave the game before success has a chance to find them." Those words stayed with Adam long after they left the cafe. That night, for the first time in years, Adam didn't watch YouTube until midnight. He put his phone away, set his alarm, 5 a.m. Then he did something strange. He placed his phone on the other side of the room. If he wanted to turn it off, he would have to get out of bed. Before closing his eyes, he opened his wallet, looked at his sister's drawing, and whispered, "Tomorrow, I'm finally choosing me." The alarm exploded through the silence. 5 a.m. Adam's eyes opened. His body immediately protested. His legs felt heavy. His pillow suddenly became the most comfortable place on earth. A voice inside his head whispered, "One more hour. You worked hard yesterday. You deserve to sleep." He almost listened. Almost. Then he remembered Victor's words. Your future is listening to every excuse you make today. Adam threw the blanket away. His feet hit the cold floor. The challenge had begun. Outside, the streets were empty. The city still slept. No traffic, no noise, only silence. It felt strange, like he had discovered a world most people never saw. He made coffee, opened his laptop, and searched how to become a freelance video editor. Hundreds of videos appeared. Instead of watching them for entertainment, he watched them like lessons. For the first time, YouTube wasn't wasting his time. It was investing it. Every morning became the same. 5 o'clock. Wake up. Coffee. Learn. Practice. Edit. Repeat. By 7. He exercised for 30 minutes. Read 10 pages of a business book. Wrote down 3 goals. Then prepared for work. The warehouse hadn't changed. The noise was still there. The shouting. The heavy boxes. The aching muscles. But Adam had changed. Because every morning, before anyone asked him to build someone else's business, he spent 2 hours building his own future. 1 week later, he created his first portfolio. He was proud of it. It wasn't perfect, but it was his. That afternoon, he created accounts on freelance websites, uploaded his work, then sent his first proposal. 5 minutes later, he smiled. This is it. My new life starts now. The next morning, he checked his inbox. Nothing. No problem. He sent 5 more proposals. Still nothing. By the end of the week, 27 proposals, 27 rejections. Some clients never replied. Others replied with only 2 words. Not interested. One simply wrote, "Too inexperienced." That one hurt the most. The excitement disappeared. Every rejection felt personal. Maybe they were right. Maybe he wasn't good enough. Maybe freelancing was only for talented people. Maybe he should stop pretending. One evening, after another exhausting shift, Adam came home, opened his laptop, looked at another rejection, closed it. He didn't wake up the next morning. The alarm rang. He turned it off and slept. When he finally woke, it was almost 10. He felt guilty, ashamed. He reached for his phone. No messages. Not from Victor. Not from anyone. The next morning, Adam forced himself to go back to the cafe. Victor was already there, reading, exactly like always. Adam sat down. I failed. Victor closed his book. No, I overslept. Victor nodded. So, I broke the challenge. Victor leaned back. You think success disappears because of one bad morning? Adam stayed quiet. Victor smiled. Do you know why I didn't call you yesterday? Adam shook his head. I wanted to see whether you were committed to your dream, or only committed to feeling motivated. Motivation gets you started. Discipline keeps you moving. Then Victor said something Adam would never forget. The people who succeed aren't the ones who never fall. They're the ones who stop making the floor their home. Adam laughed. For the first time in days, he realized he hadn't failed. He had simply stumbled. The challenge wasn't over. It had just become real. Weeks passed. Morning after morning. Proposal after proposal. Rejection after rejection. 43. 52. 61. Still nothing. His coworkers laughed whenever they saw him watching editing tutorials during lunch. Still chasing that internet dream? Another joked, let us know when you're a millionaire. Everyone laughed. Adam laughed too. But inside, it hurt. Sometimes, he wondered if they were right. One rainy Tuesday, everything became worse. Adam arrived home, opened his laptop, pressed the power button. Nothing. Again. Nothing. His old laptop had died. His heart sank. Months of work. His practice files. His portfolio. Everything. Gone. He sat on the floor, staring at the black screen. This time, he cried. Not because of the laptop. Because he thought, maybe life was trying to tell him to give up. That evening, Victor knocked on his apartment door. Adam looked surprised. How did you know where I live? Victor smiled. You mentioned your street once. I remembered. He walked inside, saw the broken laptop, then looked at Adam. Good. Adam frowned. Good. Victor nodded. I've been waiting for this. What? The moment your dream becomes expensive. Adam looked confused. Victor continued. Everyone wants success. Until it starts costing them something. He reached into his bag, placed an old laptop on the table. It's slow. It's scratched. The battery barely lasts an hour. But it works. Adam stared at it. I can't take this. Victor smiled. You aren't. It's a loan. One day, you'll help someone else. Adam couldn't speak. He simply nodded, then opened the laptop and started again. The next morning, 5 a.m., the alarm rang. This time, Adam didn't hesitate. He got out of bed before it finished ringing. Not because he suddenly loved waking up early, but because he realized something. Every morning he woke up, he was voting for the person he wanted to become. The old laptop was slow. Sometimes it froze for minutes. Sometimes the editing software crashed. Sometimes Adam wanted to throw it out the window. But Victor's words echoed in his mind. Everyone wants success until it starts costing them something. So he kept going. Every morning, before sunrise, he practiced. He edited. He learned. He failed. Then he tried again. By the end of the second month, Adam had sent more than 100 proposals. 100 strangers had looked at his work. Most ignored him. Some rejected him. A few even laughed. One client replied, "Your work looks amateur." Adam stared at the message for several minutes. His confidence disappeared. Maybe everyone at the warehouse had been right. Maybe freelancing wasn't for people like him. Maybe dreams were just expensive hobbies. That morning, he closed his laptop, walked outside, and sat alone on a park bench. Victor found him there. You look tired. Adam laughed. I'm tired of trying. Victor sat beside him. Tell me something. If you quit today, what changes tomorrow? Adam looked at the ground. The same warehouse. The same paycheck. The same excuses. Victor nodded. So quitting doesn't solve your problem. It only guarantees it. Then Victor picked up a small stone from the ground. See this? Adam nodded. If I hit this stone with a hammer once, nothing happens. If I hit it 50 times, it still looks the same. But maybe the 51st strike breaks it. People think the last hit broke the stone. They're wrong. It was every hit before it. The ones nobody noticed. Victor smiled. Keep swinging. The next morning, Adam was back. 5 a.m. Again. Another proposal. Another portfolio update. Another practice project. Another lesson. Another sunrise. Day 83. His phone vibrated. He almost ignored it. He expected another rejection. Instead, it read, Hi Adam. We saw your portfolio. Can you edit a short promotional video for our small business? He read it again, and again, then one more time. His hands started shaking. Someone wanted to hire him. His first client. The project paid $35. 35. Some people would laugh. Adam almost cried. Not because of the money, because someone he had never met, believed his work was worth paying for the first time in his life. He didn't earn money by lifting boxes. He earned it with a skill he built before sunrise. That night, he framed the payment receipt. Not the money, the proof. Proof that dreams could become reality. Over the next few months, one client became 3. 3 became 6. Every happy customer left a review. Every review brought another opportunity. Adam still worked in the warehouse. But now, he worked there differently. Not as a prisoner, as someone preparing to leave. His coworkers noticed. Why are you smiling all the time? What happened? Adam only answered, I'm building something. Months passed. The freelance income slowly grew. Some months it was only enough to pay the electricity bill. Other months, it covered his rent. Then, for the first time, His freelance income became bigger than his warehouse salary. Adam stared at the numbers on his screen. He couldn't believe it. The dream that once felt impossible was becoming normal. One morning, Victor invited him back to the same coffee shop where everything had started. He smiled. "So, what time did you wake up today?" Adam laughed. 4:58. Victor smiled. "I knew you would." Then he asked, "Do you know what really changed your life?" Adam answered immediately, "Waking up at 5. Victor shook his head. "No, you changed your life. 5 o'clock only gave you the opportunity." He leaned closer. "Never worship the clock. Worship the discipline." A week later, Adam walked into the warehouse carrying a single envelope. His manager looked up. "You finally taking a vacation?" Adam smiled. "No." He placed the envelope on the desk. His resignation letter. The manager looked surprised. "Where are you going?" Adam answered quietly, "I'm finally going to work on my own dream." The manager stared at him for a long moment. Then something unexpected happened. He smiled. "You know, I've always hoped one of you would make it out." Adam froze. "You did?" The manager nodded. "I was just too afraid to try myself." For a moment, Adam realized something. His manager had never been his enemy. Fear was. He shook the manager's hand, thanked him, then walked toward the warehouse exit. For years, those doors had felt like prison gates. Now, they felt like freedom. 1 year later, Adam wasn't a millionaire. He didn't own a mansion. He didn't drive a luxury car. But every morning, at exactly 5 o'clock, he woke up, made coffee, opened his laptop, worked with clients around the world, built his business, learned new skills, planned bigger goals. He wasn't chasing freedom anymore. He was living it. People often asked him, "What's the secret? Is it waking up at 5? Adam always smiled. "The secret isn't 5 in the morning. The secret is deciding that your dreams deserve your best hours." So let me ask you something. Tomorrow morning, when your alarm rings, who will make the decision? The person you are today or the person you want to become? Because every morning, there are two versions of you. One says, 5 more minutes. The other says, 5 more years like this, or 5 more minutes of courage. The choice only takes a few seconds, but it can change the rest of your life. Remember, the world doesn't change when the clock strikes 5 a.m. You do. And once you change, everything else begins to follow. If this story inspired you, don't let it end here. Hit the like button as a promise to yourself. In the comments, write only 3 words. "I choose discipline." Not for me, for you. Because tomorrow morning, you'll read those words again, and they'll remind you of the promise you made today. Share this video with someone who's been waiting for the perfect time to start. Maybe this story is the push they need. And if you want more stories that challenge the way you think, inspire you to grow, and remind you that your future is built one decision at a time, subscribe. Because on this channel, we don't wait for a better tomorrow. We build it. Tomorrow doesn't start when the sun rises. Tomorrow starts today.